The existential horror of growing old, accelerating memory loss, and the loneliness that comes from being the last one alive among your family and friends. This book puts you in the shoes of a senior care facility resident who suspects something sinister is going on behind the scenes. We Spread is written by Iain Reid, who also wrote the book I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which also has a movie adaptation by the same name. The book effortlessly guides you through feelings of melancholy, fear, horror, and joy while reflecting on a life lived and maybe not quite remembered. The story opens by introducing us to our protagonist, Penny, an elderly woman still adjusting to living alone since her longtime partner passed away. Right away, the narrative sets the tone of frustration and fear of being cognitively sharp but not physically able to act in a way that reflects it. Penny has always been fiercely independent and still walks to the grocery store on her own, frequently visits a nearby park, and has been a painter for her entire life. One day, Penny decides to try and change a light bulb on her own and ends up having a serious fall. After being passed out on the floor for who knows how long, she is eventually discovered by her landlord, who decides it's time for things to change. This is where the story starts to take off and make us question both Penny and the people around her. Her landlord says that her partner had arranged for her to be sent to a really nice senior care facility when she was no longer to care for herself. But Penny ultimately has no memory of this happening, and the story starts to show us early signs of her autonomy being taken away, because she really had no involvement or choice when it came to packing up her apartment and what things to bring with her to the care facility. Her landlord had done all of that for her. Right when Penny arrives at the senior care home, things feel very off. The owner of the facility is a little standoffish, and the routines and schedules are very stiff. Everyone eats together, then works on their craft, and has a bedtime. The facility only has 4 residents, including Penny, and 2 staff, Shelley the owner and Jack, a caretaker. Shelley is obsessed with the residents constantly working and producing. She says things like, "The work is what keeps us alive." Penny is a painter, one resident is a mathematician, another is a musician, and the last one is a linguist. At first, Penny enjoys her time at the home. She has the time and energy to paint again, and being around peers her own age has made her realize how lonely she actually was living by herself. But slowly, she starts losing time and misremembering things. She has only been at the home for 3 days, but the caretakers tell her it's been months. Penny starts to suspect more ominous intentions from Shelley, the owner of the home. Why does Shelley disappear for long periods of time? What are these extra rooms around the facility? When did these IVs appear in my room, and what are they for? That's all I'll say about the main plot, so I don't accidentally spoil anything. There are many more mysteries and characters to discover in this book, and I absolutely love the writing. I actually read it in a couple sittings just across 2 days. The horror in this book is very subtle and comes from the way the writing easily makes us empathize with Penny. As I was reading, I really felt things from Penny's perspective, the loss of time and growing paranoia. There's some serious fear in not only feeling your memory fail, but also being unsure about whether you can trust the people around you. The book tackles themes such as dementia and loss of autonomy, as well as regret, control, and loneliness. There's true terror when Penny feels trapped in the nursing home, but bounces back and forth between wanting to escape and being confused about where she is and how she's ended up in different places, seemingly losing large chunks of time. Often she is brought back to Earth by Jack, the caretaker, which gives her glimpses of hope and trust that she might actually need to be cared for. But these moments are fleeting between hints of something more sinister lurking in the background. The book isn't always casting a regretful eye on the past and a life not fully lived, though. There are some absolutely loving moments between Penny and the other residents. They form friendships, and she learns that it's never too late to meet new people and care deeply for new friends. Although this does make things all the more heartbreaking when Penny's world begins to crumble. Overall, I really enjoyed We Spread. I thought the writing was really compelling and it was a really easy read. Like I said, I finished it in just 2 sittings. So if you're looking for a horror book that's a little more existential and a little more self-reflective, then I would check out We Spread by Iain Reid.